Hey guys, how's it going today? So today I'm going to do a quick video on basically what the stock market is or what a stock market exchange is. Now, I already did a video for you guys on what a stock market index is, and I'm going to have that pop up in the right-hand corner right now. So if you haven't seen that, you can definitely watch that. But I feel like I've done you guys a bit of a disservice because I really didn't explain the bigger picture. I didn't really explain what a stock market is. I just kind of explained what an index is and how it's calculated. But there's obviously a bigger picture than that. If you haven't started out with my video on what is a stock and how it's created, I'll have that one pop up right in the corner right now as well for you guys because that's a good place to start. But when we're talking about the stock market, these terms are kind of interchangeable. People say, the stock market, but they might be talking about the S&P 500, or they say the stock market, they might be talking about maybe a stock market exchange. So basically what I'm thinking of when we talk about the stock market is it's the broadest term there is. It's the stock market as a whole. Let's use the US as an example. So in the US, the stock market is every single stock, thousands of companies, right? And also, when you go down one from that, there's, let's say we'll go to the next level, and that will be the stock market exchanges. Now, an exchange is basically where the exchange takes place, as I explained in my other video. Where, say, for example, the S&P 500, this isn't an exchange, this is a stock market index, mind you. But say the companies that are on the S&P 500, some of these companies, like we have this big list here of them, might trade on one exchange, and some might trade on another exchange. Because so the exchanges are just basically where the trading takes place. And then the indices, as I explained in my other video, they're composites. They're composed by rating agencies as a general indicator of how the stock market is doing as a whole, right? So it's a little bit confusing, but I'll show you guys here a little bit more. So this is even a little bit more confusing in itself. Now, the exchanges, these are the biggest ones in the United States, basically the main ones here. So this company, the NASDAQ, actually owns these exchanges, and an actual exchange is called the NASDAQ, right? So this is showing all the companies here, and it says here, I'm not even aware how many there was, but it says here there's about 30,289 of them, right? So as you can see, you can click on them all here. So that's the NASDAQ. When you hear about the NASDAQ, that's all those companies trade on that exchange, right? The New York Stock Exchange, that's another exchange, right? So companies trade on that, and companies that might be, as I said before, on the New York Stock Exchange, they might be on the NASDAQ, can be compiled into a composite. So I really hope that makes sense. So to give you a little bit better idea here, I thought I would draw a picture because it is kind of confusing. It's even confusing for me. It's not particularly important that you really know what's traded where and whatnot, but it's good to know when you hear these terms thrown around. So let's say that this circle, and you guys are gonna get to see my great drawing pictures here again, is just the stock market. All right, so I'll write in here. Let's call it the stock market. So that's all the stocks, right? That's the entire, and we're using the US as an example, stock market. So let's use another color here. Let's do this here. So say out of the entire stock market, we'll just put, let's just say there's two exchanges. Okay, first the blue one, let's pretend this is all blue. Say this is let's write here, the New York Stock Exchange. And then say the rest here, we'll put that in red. We'll kind of cover that in. The other side, oops, is the NASDAQ. I'm not sure if I even spelled that right. So as you can see, you have the whole stock market, and then say half the companies are traded. This is not the proportion, of course, but say half the companies are traded on the New York Stock Exchange in New York, and half are traded on the NASDAQ. Now, we can go back to that other video I was talking about when we have stock market indexes, right? Indices. So an indice, let's put green here for indices. Right here. So what's one that we've been talking about? We've been talking about the Dow. That's the stock market index. and we'll make that one green. Now, there might be, say, let's hypothetically say there's 3 companies, just to be really simple. There could potentially be one on the New York Stock Exchange, another one on the New York Stock Exchange, and one on the NASDAQ. So as you can see what I mean, we kind of go in levels here. The stock market as a whole, the stock market exchanges, and then the stock market indices. And the indexes or stock market indexes, they can have stocks on many different exchanges, right? And it's like this in every country. In Canada, there's different ones as well. You have the TSX and the TSX Venture, but it's probably easiest to explain it this way, and it's this way throughout the world. The only kind of confusion that I say with the United States is that you'll see an exchange called the NASDAQ, but also the NASDAQ company actually owns that as well. But that's kind of a minor detail. So I really hope that made sense, and I felt like I should really do a video on that because my other video didn't really explain fully where the companies are actually traded on the exchanges. I just explained the indices, and I didn't really say what the stock market as a whole was and the big picture. So I really hope that made sense, and I didn't make it too complicated for you guys. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. And again, I love hearing comments from you guys. So anything you'd like to put down below, feel free to do so. Anyway, that's going to be it for today, guys. And I will see you in the next one.